Grapes are globetrotters. Every year, 72 million tons journey across continents, but these delicate fruits bruise, ferment, and spoil easily. How do they survive the trip? Precision is everything. Rapid cooling, humidity control, and cutting-edge packaging keep them fresh. Some even fly to markets within hours. From vineyard to cargo hold, uncover the hidden science behind one of the world's most challenging fruit logistics. The story of a grape's journey begins long before it reaches a cargo ship or supermarket shelf. It starts in sprawling vineyards bathed in sunlight, where each cluster ripens under carefully monitored conditions. Grapes are unlike many other fruits. They don't continue to ripen once picked, meaning the harvest must be timed to perfection. Too early, and they lack their full sweetness. Too late, and they soften, making them vulnerable to bruising and rot. This delicate balance makes harvesting one of the most critical steps in the entire transport process. The method of harvest depends on the type of grape and its final destination. Table grapes, meant for fresh consumption, are almost always picked by hand. Skilled workers move through the vines in the early morning, carefully snipping each cluster with pruning shears and placing them into shallow bins. Harvesting in the cooler hours helps retain firmness and prevents early dehydration. A single misplaced squeeze or rough handling can cause bruising, which leads to rapid deterioration. In contrast, mechanical harvesters, massive machines that shake the vines to release fruit, are often used for grapes destined for winemaking, where minor bruises won't impact the final product. However, even machine-harvested grapes must be handled with care. Some high-end wineries still insist on hand-picking, believing it preserves the grape's integrity. But as soon as grapes leave the vine, the race against time begins. Unlike bananas or avocados, which have a natural ripening process that continues post-harvest, grapes begin their decline the moment they are cut. Without immediate cooling, their internal respiration rate spikes, causing them to lose moisture, shrivel, and in some cases, begin fermenting. To prevent this, freshly harvested grapes are rushed to nearby packing facilities, large warehouses designed to process fruit at rapid speeds while keeping temperatures low. Upon arrival, the first step is pre-cooling, a process designed to remove field heat and slow down respiration. One of the most effective methods is hydrocooling, where conveyor belts guide grape clusters through ice-cold water baths. This brings their temperature down to just above freezing within minutes, locking in freshness and preventing the sugars inside from breaking down too quickly. For premium table grapes, another technique called forced air cooling is used. In this method, powerful fans circulate chilled air through stacks of packed grapes, ensuring an even and rapid temperature drop. With their temperature stabilized, grapes enter the next critical phase, sorting and grading. Every cluster is meticulously inspected, as a single spoiled grape can release ethylene gas, fast-tracking decay for the entire shipment. In modern facilities, optical sorting technology scans each cluster with sensors, instantly detecting imperfections. This ensures only the highest quality grapes make it into the next stage of their journey. Next comes packaging, a crucial step in protecting grapes from the rigors of transport. Unlike apples or citrus fruits, which have thick peels to shield them, grapes are highly vulnerable to moisture loss and physical damage. To combat this, they are packed in modified atmosphere bags, thin plastic liners that regulate oxygen, carbon dioxide, and humidity levels. These bags help delay dehydration and prevent mold growth. Some are even infused with sulfur dioxide pads, which release trace amounts of gas to inhibit fungal spores, extending shelf life. With packaging complete, the grapes are placed into ventilated cartons or crates, designed to maintain airflow and minimize pressure on the delicate fruit. At this point, their journey takes different paths. Grapes destined for local markets may only travel a short distance in refrigerated trucks, reaching stores within days. But for the vast quantities headed overseas, the next phase of transport is far more complex. For international shipments, grapes are loaded into refrigerated shipping containers, known in the industry as reefers. These specialized containers are equipped with controlled atmosphere technology, which precisely regulates temperature, oxygen, and carbon dioxide levels. Unlike standard refrigeration, which only keeps things cold, these systems actually slow down the fruit's aging process. By reducing oxygen and increasing CO2, respiration is minimized, preventing premature spoilage. Without this technology, Grapes traveling long distances, such as from Chile to China or South Africa to Europe, would arrive in poor condition. The conditions inside these containers are carefully calibrated depending on the variety of grape. Seedless green grapes, like Thompson or Sugrayon, require slightly higher humidity levels to prevent shriveling, while red grapes, like Crimson or Flame seedless, need more precise temperature control to maintain their deep color and firm texture. Sensors constantly monitor every shipment, and if temperatures fluctuate even slightly, automated alerts notify logistics teams to make adjustments in real time. Even with the best technology, the journey is full of risks. If a refrigeration unit fails or a shipment is delayed at customs, an entire cargo load, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, can be lost. But with careful planning and innovative logistics, millions of tons of grapes successfully make their way across the world every year, staying fresh from the moment they leave the vineyard to the day they reach your table. Transporting grapes is a high-stakes challenge. One wrong move, and an entire shipment can be lost. Unlike hardy crops such as potatoes or onions, grapes have no natural defense against bruising or dehydration, requiring near-perfect conditions from harvest to delivery. One small puncture in a crate can cause an entire shipment to rot, and a few hours outside the correct temperature range can trigger fermentation. With over 72 million tons transported annually, how do producers and logistics companies overcome these challenges? The first major obstacle is time. Once harvested, grapes have a limited window before quality declines. For table grapes, this window is typically 4 to 6 weeks under ideal cold storage conditions. Any delay, whether due to customs clearance, logistical bottlenecks, or mechanical failures, reduces shelf life. Winemaking grapes face an even tighter deadline, sometimes needing to reach their destination within 48 hours to maintain the right sugar balance for fermentation. Temperature control is another critical factor. Grapes must be stored between 0 degrees Celsius and 2 degrees Celsius, 32 to 36 degrees Fahrenheit, to slow down respiration and prevent spoilage. However, they cannot freeze. Ice crystals will rupture their delicate cells, turning them into a mushy, unsellable mess. Temperature fluctuations are especially dangerous. If grapes warm up slightly and then cool down again, condensation can form inside the packaging, encouraging mold growth. To prevent this, logistics companies use reefer containers with real-time temperature monitoring, ensuring every shipment remains within the correct range. Humidity levels also play a crucial role. Grapes need high humidity, around 90–95%, to prevent dehydration, but too much moisture invites fungal growth, particularly Botrytis cinerea, also known as gray mold. To combat this, some shipments include sulfur dioxide, SO2, pads, which slowly release gas to kill mold spores. However, improper use of these pads can damage the fruit or leave behind chemical residues, making regulation strict in certain markets. Then there's the issue of physical damage. Unlike bananas, which can be stacked in bunches, grapes must be packed with extreme care to avoid crushing. If a crate is overloaded or jostled during transport, the bottom layers absorb too much pressure, causing leakage and spoilage. This is why table grapes are typically packed in ventilated cartons with dividers, ensuring airflow while minimizing movement. Beyond physical and environmental threats, global trade regulations present another challenge. Different countries enforce strict import standards to prevent the spread of pests and diseases. For example, grapes entering the U.S. from South America must undergo cold treatment, a process where they are kept at near freezing temperatures for 2 to 3 weeks to eliminate pests like the Mediterranean fruit fly. Meanwhile, shipments to China often face phytosanitary inspections, where authorities check for pesticide residues, mold, or contamination. Any violation can lead to an entire shipment being rejected, costing exporters millions. And then there's the logistical complexity of international shipping itself. Some routes require multi-stage transport. Grapes harvested in Chile, for instance, may travel by truck to a port, by ship across the Pacific, and then by rail or truck to final destinations in the US or Asia. Each transfer point increases the risk of delays, temperature fluctuations, and damage. In cases where speed is essential, air freight is used. High-end grapes, such as premium organic varieties or rare seedless cultivars, are sometimes flown to markets like Japan or Dubai within 48 hours of harvest. However, air transport is costly, meaning most grapes still travel by sea in refrigerated shipping containers. Despite these challenges, the global grape trade thrives due to constant innovation. Farmers and exporters work closely with logistics companies to refine processes, minimize risks, and ensure that these fragile fruits arrive at their destinations in perfect condition. But how exactly do they achieve this? That's where cutting-edge technology comes into play. Transporting grapes across continents is a race against time, but modern technology has transformed the process, ensuring these fragile fruits stay fresh for weeks. Innovations in packaging, refrigeration, real-time tracking, and sustainability have revolutionized the industry, allowing grapes to travel thousands of miles without losing their crisp texture or signature sweetness. One of the most important breakthroughs is modified atmosphere packaging, MAP, which controls oxygen and CO2 levels inside the packaging. Grapes continue to respire after harvest, consuming oxygen and releasing CO2, which speeds up softening and decay. MAP slows this process by reducing oxygen from the usual 21% to around 3 to 5%, keeping the fruit in a semi-dormant state. Some packages also include ethylene scavengers, which absorb ethylene gas, one of the main drivers of ripening. This extends shelf life, especially for grapes traveling long distances. Beyond atmosphere control, smart packaging technology is redefining how grapes are monitored in transit. IoT, Internet of Things, sensors now track temperature, humidity, and gas composition inside shipments in real time. If conditions shift outside the optimal range, logistics teams receive instant alerts, allowing them to correct issues before spoilage occurs. This technology is particularly valuable for sea shipments, where grapes may be in transit for 3 to 5 weeks. Refrigerated transport is no longer just about keeping grapes cold. It's about creating a living environment on the move. Today's controlled atmosphere, CA, containers don't just preserve temperature. They meticulously regulate oxygen and CO2 levels, slowing ripening and extending freshness by weeks. This breakthrough allows grapes to reach markets across the world in near-perfect condition, defying time and distance. To combat fungal threats like gray mold, Botrytis cinerea, many exporters use sulfur dioxide, SO2, pads, which release small amounts of gas to prevent mold growth. However, due to strict residue regulations in markets like Europe and Japan, researchers are developing plant-based coatings made from aloe vera or natural waxes. These coatings form a breathable barrier, reducing moisture loss and slowing decay without chemical additives. Another game-changing advancement is blockchain technology, which provides real-time, tamper-proof tracking of grape shipments. Traditionally, supply chains were fragmented, with multiple parties handling separate records. Blockchain creates a single, verifiable digital ledger, allowing retailers and consumers to trace a shipment's journey from vineyard to market. This transparency ensures compliance with international trade standards and minimizes losses due to mismanagement. For premium grape varieties, air freight is increasingly used to cut transit times. While shipping by sea takes weeks, air transport can deliver grapes to global markets in under 48 hours. In regions like Japan, the Middle East, and high-end European markets, where freshness commands higher prices, air freight ensures grapes arrive in peak condition. Specialized vacuum-cooled cargo holds rapidly reduced fruit temperature upon loading, preventing heat buildup during transit. Sustainability is another focus area. As the demand for grapes grows, producers are investing in solar-powered refrigeration systems and carbon-neutral supply chains. Some companies now use electric cold storage facilities and biofuel-powered ships, cutting emissions without compromising freshness. Additionally, biodegradable packaging materials are replacing plastic crates, reducing waste in global fruit transport. Looking ahead, the future of grape transport will see even greater innovations. Scientists are developing gene-edited grape varieties with longer shelf life and natural resistance to mold, reducing the need for chemical treatments. Meanwhile, AI-powered logistics platforms are helping predict delays and optimize shipping routes, further improving efficiency. Thanks to these advancements, the transport of 72 million tons of grapes annually has become more efficient, sustainable, and reliable than ever before. While technology continues to evolve, the core challenge remains unchanged, delivering grapes from vineyard to market in perfect condition, ensuring that every bite is as fresh as the day they were picked. From sun-drenched vineyards to climate-controlled cargo ships, the journey of 72 million tons of grapes each year is a testament to human ingenuity. Keeping these fragile fruits fresh across continents requires precision, innovation, and an intricate dance of logistics. Every step, from rapid cooling at harvest to modified atmosphere packaging, real-time tracking, and advanced refrigerated transport, is designed to slow nature's clock, ensuring grapes arrive at their destination as fresh as the day they were picked. The next time you taste a perfectly crisp grape, remember, it has traveled further than most people do in a lifetime. Defying decay with the help of science and precision logistics, it may have traveled thousands of miles, endured weeks at sea, and passed through high-tech cold storage, all to preserve its perfect sweetness. Behind every cluster lies a network of farmers, transporters, and scientists working tirelessly to master the delicate art of fruit logistics. As technology continues to evolve, new innovations will shape the future of grape transport. From AI-powered logistics to sustainable, carbon-neutral supply chains, the industry is constantly pushing the boundaries of efficiency and environmental responsibility. But one thing remains unchanged: the care and precision required to transport one of the world's most fragile fruits across the globe. If you found this journey fascinating, subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden world of food logistics.